Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Bernard Moore the third with more on the road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Now, I know you may see around here downtown Jackson, Mississippi, at Smith Park. Was at a domestic violence walk, Butterflies by Grace, Designed by Faith walk to help support domestic violence victims, bring awareness to it. But the most important thing about it is that we hear men to help support this organization, Butterflies by Grace, Designed by Faith. Uh, Something they do annually, but definitely stay tuned. Domestic violence is a serious issue that we're facing here in the communities, whether it's male, female, boy, girl, whomever. You see something, say something. Don't be ashamed about domestic violence. It is real. Rape, sexual assault, that stuff is real, so don't be ashamed about it. But we got a good show lined up for you today. Joining me on the phone, we're going to have some. Joining me on the phone. Wow, I think I'm on the phone somewhere. But joining me on the show today is a good friend. She's an all-star. She's a champion. She does a lot wherever she goes. You can say that she builds improvement wherever she goes. The team doesn't look too good, but she brings her knowledge in and help build championship programs. Joining me today is the head women's basketball coach up at the Mississippi Delta CC, Coach Tangela Banks. How you doing today, Coach?
Hey, I'm good.
Well, Coach, first and foremost, I want to thank you for joining me this lovely Saturday morning. I know you can be out playing golf somewhere or on a tennis court or even in the gym somewhere, but I know you want to spend a few minutes with me and join me this day. I really appreciate that, Coach.
Oh, no problem for having me.
Now, see, I know you ain't by. I know you're not gonna be on no tennis court right now, but do you play tennis? While I'm sitting here,
No tennis or golf. I'm not doing any of that. Well, actually, I'm going to a golf tournament next Thursday for a fundraiser, so it'd be my first time getting out there.
so and I've been invited to a couple of golf outings this past couple of weeks, and I don't play golf. I can hit the ball, I think, but so that means that I need to go ahead and up my golf game. So so I guess that's advice to you as well. You definitely need to go ahead and up your golf game because people are going to invite you to come out and play golf.
Correct, correct.
Well, Coach, I know this is well actually you completed your second season up at Mississippi Delta.
Hmm.
How was the transition? I know coming from high school, you were at Forest Hill, you won two championships, then you went to Murrah, you won a championship, and now you're Mississippi Delta. So now you got to win a championship before you leave.
Look, I'm trying. The high school and college is two different beasts. So you got at the end of the day, you got to have those players. But we've been managing and doing pretty good, and we ain't made it to the playoff for the last these two seasons, whatever. So it's been going okay. I can see the progress and the change in the culture in the school.
Okay, so how has the transition been? I know you're a former collegiate player yourself. You worked with some great mentors. How has that transition?
The most part is you in college. Well, I'm in JUCO. I only have two years to develop compared to 4 years in high school, getting them developed. Working their way up from ninth to 12th grade, and the transition of recruiting kids. You get the pleasure and the um to go out to recruit the kids that you want to play in your system. The thing is, now you got to convince them to come to you. And that's the hardest part. Being on the road, driving 3, 4 hours a night, try to convince this player to come to your school to play for you. That's the major adjustment compared to being in high school. You ain't got to go out and recruit at all. You got your kids there for 4 years, but it's a grind every night for JUCO because you at somebody's game every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and then you have your own games on Mondays and Thursdays. So it's a lot going on, a lot to process. So like I said, it's a grind every day. So that was a major adjustment for me getting on the road to try to go to these kids' school and watch their game for an hour and a half, and then get back on the road to come back to your school and then deal with the players that you already have that stay there overnight that you're responsible for.
Now with that, there's no recruiting going on in high school.
Well, I'm sure some folks they be recruit, but you ain't got to be driving everywhere to go get them. You just make a couple phone calls. I got to get in my car and drive.
And so, with today's technology, so how has that played a part with recruiting? Because you can just click a link and see a kid's high school footage or see a high school game, or some of the kids even put together highlight film and send it to you. So how is that been?
it give you an insight, give you an edge on what that player can and can do, but you still have to go and watch them play because highlight film will fool you. They can have that one good game and they have made a whole highlight clip out that game, and you go see them like, no, they don't play defense, they don't rebound. So you definitely got to go watch them play. But it do give you an idea of what the kid can and cannot do just a little bit, just watching the highlight. Like, okay, they all right. Let me just go make time to go visit this kid, so I can be able to see him actually play compared to not knowing anything about the kid, not never seeing him play, and you drive 3 hours and you be like, man, it was a waste of trip. So,
Uh-huh.
social media and videos, they definitely help out.
Yeah, and with that, like I know I tell even when I was working with student athletes and helping them get them college scholarships and things, I tell them, said, put together a good highlight footage of 3 or 5 minutes of you playing overall play. Don't just put all your good stuff, no, the offensive good plays and play defense, and then send them some good games. Send them at least 1 or 2 good games, and then
Right.
send them one of your bad games. And they're looking like, why
Right.
you want to send one of my bad games? 'Cause that's gonna turn. They want to see how you react, how you respond to when you're not
It's true.
playing your best.
Right. What else you can do besides if you ain't scoring 30, can you play defense? Can you get the offense going? That's what we look for, all that. Your character. If you keeping everybody in line, or you mad with everybody else. So we do look for all of that. We do look for all that.
So again, this is a More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management, talking with Coach Tangela Banks, Mississippi Delta Community College. Now, Coach, now this is the completing your second season. You finna go into your third season. So, do you feel that you have a championship caliber team? Because as now, I'm finna go down history lane. Now, you were at Forest Hill for a good 2 or 3 years. Then you went on to Murph for a good 2 or 3 years. Probably like the third or fourth year, you won a championship. So, do you see the trend going? Do you see it still continue on, or do you still have a few more pieces you need to get?
But definitely, I'm gonna need some a few more pieces, but I can see the progress, improvement from year to year. Um, we bringing in different type of players to come here to play in the Delta compared to what they had in the past. The future is looking good. I'm not saying I'm gonna win a championship because these kids, you relying on young minds to make you win a game, and by you having 2 years, you're trying to cram everything up at one time, and then you got a lot of kids coming in. They're not strong as they used to be. They'll quit. They pout, they whine because in high school it was all about them. Now you got to share this ball. It's about a team, and it's a lot of adjustment that goes into when these kids leave high school to JUCO, because really they still almost in high school if you ask me. So it's a lot playing into it. Everybody got to buy in
Okay.
to be on that team, and then of course at this next level you have to have some players. You have to have some players, and then where I'm coming from and these other JUCOs, they already been established or whatever for a long time. So it's hard to get those players that they are getting.
Yeah, now, with that, how has the I know with this transfer portal, the NIL deal, and a lot of kids out of high school are not getting scholarships to some of these 4 year universities unless you, as I say, a straight stud.
Right.
How has that helped junior college basketball? Due to the fact of that, a lot of the high school kids are not getting the scholarships as I say, the major 4 universities, but they still want to
Um,
continue their education. So how has that helped your recruiting wise?
um, it's kind of well, a lot of more high school kids are available, but like I said, the better ones are still they get recruited by the D1s, and so we're still left with the ones that just average, maybe a little bit above average players.
Uh-huh.
But to me the portal is kind of it's hindering the JUCO kids because it's hard to get them an offer. It's hard to get them placed somewhere to go to a 4 year because of the portal, because everybody's transferring, and then and people that already have experience that already play at these big time schools. So our JUCO players are left to go to tryouts and go everywhere to try to get on the next level. If not, they have to return the extra year with JUCO so they can be able to get seen for that next year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask that. Also, you answered the question for me. I was saying, no, how is that affecting the JUCO players as well,
Yeah,
attempting to go
yeah,
to the 4 year university? But what
yeah.
has I'm not like I said, I've been out of recruiting on the collegiate level for some years. Does the transfer portal help you guys out? Also, do you guys dap into the transfer portal at the JUCO level?
No, most time when they already some of them, most of them already juniors and stuff like that. They can't go back down and play JUCO ball. But if we can catch them when they freshmen going into sophomore year, we can get them. You know, we can reach out to them and see. But most time they are looking to go to another 4 year. They're not looking to go to JUCO.
But have you had any instance where I know some of the players that a local kid, a local student athlete, then they go out far west or far up north somewhere, then they looking like I'm getting homesick. So has that played in the part with you as well with recruiting? That someone goes out far, go get homesick, and they feel like it's not what I thought it was. I'm want to get back home.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of kids that been doing that. Fortunately, I haven't had one that haven't came back home and wanted to play, because most of the ones in this area don't go too far anyway. But I have seen and heard that happen. Kids go 9, 10 hours away and then they come back a little closer to home because it's just too far. It's an adjustment. Now I had kids that come here, and quit because they get homesick and they only 2 hours away.
And so, with that, what high school do you have that's right there say, in your footprint or in your backyard?
We have Gentry, Greenville High, Greenwood. Um, that's pretty much Amanda Elsley, um, Leland. I'm trying to think of Hollandale. All those in my area.
And so, a lot of those kids they want to ask now. Revert back to when you was a high school student athlete. You wanted to get as far away from home as you could. So, how have you ran into that a whole lot, especially working with the kids in the Delta area?
Yeah, most of them want to leave. They don't. Most kids want to leave and go far off until they get there. Then they want to. That's when they want to come back
No.
home. Yeah.
But how has basketball grown in the Delta? I know some people look at the Delta as more as a football area. Uh, some possibly a little you find a sprinkle here and there with baseball. So what sport is more heavy in the Delta area?
You see what sports is better or
Yes,
thriving?
yes. I'm saying there's
It,
better that's thriving that's constantly producing good student athletes out of the high school area.
I can't really say because I mean sometimes they have good basketball teams, sometimes they have good football teams, but I just know as a Delta we are behind in the Delta. We're truly behind. They don't have access to a lot of funds and equipment and they don't have the resources that most other school districts have. But I know in the past, a couple of basketball teams have made it to state, and a couple of football teams made it to state. But you got a couple of schools that go to state every year. But overall in the Delta, it's just behind. It's really truly behind. Like I said, they just don't have the resources to put into it.
And so, what is something that you can change the culture? I know you are energetic and creative coach. You know how to, I said, track things to make things look different. What is something that, as a basketball program from your basketball program, the Lady Trojans, are in need of, then as the university athletic program are in need of? What are some things that you guys are lacking as a basketball program, then as well as a university program?
Um, Basically, equipment wise, we need bigger weight room, more equipment for the weight room. Our gym is really nice, but we don't have like the jumbotron like some of the schools have to promote their stuff in the gym. That would be nice. A lot of schools don't have it, but a lot of schools are going towards it. We just need a lot of upgrades that we need around there. We need to promote athletics more. Um, and that's basically about it. It's just the resources. Again, we're a school. We're on the rise. Our president is doing a wonderful job trying to, improve Mississippi Delta. It's going in the in the right direction, but it just takes a lot. We're just behind on a lot of stuff. Like I said, they always come back down to resources.
No, but and then how's the community accepting the changes? You know, some people frown upon saying hey, they're always asking us for money. What are they doing with the money that they're getting? Or what are they doing with the money that they're making? How has the community been acceptive of, you probably going knock on someone's door, hey, we need some extra funds, or what can you do to help fund to some things that we're trying to do? How has the community been supportive?
Well, just to be honest, like I'm in Moorhead, and we're one of the lowest towns, so we kind of ask the businesses to help out. We don't ask the community to help out. We kind of ask the business, but we do try to get the community. I mean, the community come to the games, and we try to do volunteer work like voter registration, give back with donation of toys and different stuff like that to help them, And but by them coming to the game, showing support, that's enough for us because, like I said, we're in a small town of Moorhead, so we just try to get other people to be able to give back, to be able to help our community.
Now, with that, now how does that make the players feel if they look well? Pregame warm up, you go out there warm up and you don't see anybody in the stand. You see a sprinkle here and there, but then once you go back in the locker room and come back out before tip off, and you see a gym full, how does that motivate the players to play? Does that motivate them to play better, or does that put a sense of fear? Like, man, all these people looking at me. I got a gym for I never, I say, seen this.
Oh
How?
no, our attendance for the games are pretty good. The girls' attendance, I can only speak from us because right now we boys, girls, we going to separate direction for the games or whatever. But we have nice
Okay.
attendance for our games, and the girls love the crowd. I mean, they love coming watching the girls play and everything. So that really haven't been a too big of an issue. Like, but if it's on a Thursday and it's raining, nah, the gym gonna be slim. But um, we have a little nice little crowd, and the kids embrace it. We the support the other sports support us. They be there, baseball, softball. They be at the games also and be cheering, and we do vice versa do for them when they have home games.
Yeah, that's what that was my next question. You jumping ahead, coach. You
Yeah,
ahead of the game, huh?
my
That's how
bad.
that's done. No, it's you all good. I said that means though, that you're really in tune to what you're doing. I was just going to ask how support are the students, especially throughout the week. Sometimes when people, man, I'm finna go to a game. They're gonna be up all night. I'm finna go to the club, or then I got class first thing in the morning. But you just walk across campus. So how has the student body been receptive
Oh, pretty
to the
good.
game?
Like I said, we a small campus. Everybody knows everybody, and they encourage everybody, and they be looking forward to the games. Now it's not like a whole lot of stuff to do around here in Moorhead. You kind of like have to go to Cleveland, Greenville, Greenwood, or whatever. But they be looking forward towards the game.
Yeah, and with that, like I said, no, like I said, it is a small town. You got to excuse this big old sun, big moon standing behind me, blocking all the view and stuff. Uh, what is the university or the school is doing to provide more activities for the area? Like I said, it's not a lot. You have to go to Cleveland or, like I said, Greenwood or Greenville to provide some type of social entertainment. Or does the university do anything to help promote more entertainment or more involving things to do on campus?
Wait, to my our school, the JUCO,
Yeah,
Mississippi. Oh, cause you all in
yes.
university.
I'm still. I don't know where the community college.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting
Yeah,
tongue twisted with the community college.
yeah, they do plenty of stuff. We just had festival week, spring festival week, and we had tons of activities for them to do. Had different vendors on campus and stuff like that. Fraternities came and performed here. It was an awesome week. Like they always doing stuff with student services, student success, and stuff like that to provide stuff on campus for the kids to do. Even open mic night, game night, video night, movie night. It's always something on campus to do for the kids.
And with that, do they tie anything around the game time to provide a more of a game time environment or entertainment environment around game day?
Oh yeah, they do. They promote it, put it on social media, do trivia games and stuff like that, and they give out prizes for the kids to come to the game and stuff like that. They even do activities during halftime.
Okay, well, it's good. I said definitely. I might have to come take a trip up to Moorhead to get a taste of the environment
Okay, most
about what's going on. So with that, so what do the Lady Trojan basketball team need to help reach the championship caliber?
definitely. Send me some players,
What you need? Short players, tall players, big
tall
players,
players.
small players.
Like if they can play, I don't care. They short or tall. If they can play, hey, send them.
What is the selling point of Moorhead? Because now student athletes now they're looking at the more materialistic things right now,
Right.
compared to say, hey man, this is an opportunity for me to play basketball, get an education, go to school, instead of they got this big building up here, they got this going on. What what is something that Moorhead has to offer for a future student athlete?
In our schools, like they tell them they get a scholarship, they're gonna get a good education. But like you say, it go way beyond that. I just sell them on me, or what I can do for them, and I build a relationship with them. I talk to them all the time. So when they come to play for me. They're not coming to play. They playing for the school, but they're not gonna worry about what's around the school. They come here and play basketball because they have built their relationship with me. To be able to get an education and be able to go to the next level and be able to play. So that's what build them on. It's just in selling my program. Like we're changing, we're promoting it on social media. We're doing different stuff for them, and of course, they getting custom made windsuits and travel shoes and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of try to bring that flavor from what I had in high school into the college. Like we getting all this equipment, getting all of that, and on top of that, we're gonna go out there and win.
Yeah, now so I guess about saying so they want to probably put a concert up there in Moorhead for you guys. So I'm a definitely he coming here saying so we definitely gonna see if we can make that happen.
Yes,
Bring a
please.
concert or something up there.
I mean,
Yeah.
Moorhead is one of the is like one of the premier spots for athletes that comes up there and they know the history of all the different athletes that came through there.
Can you hear me, Coach?
And being
Yes.
successful. So I think that's the number one thing about Moorhead and the success. I remember all the great players that came through there, and that's the selling point for a lot of these young athletes.
But
Mhm.
we want the biggest, we want the flashing lights, we want the nice building, nice facility. I want the juice bar where I can go if I'm
Well, now Jack State got the man. Back then when I was playing,
we talking about Justin, we talking about Moorhead.
But that's my point. That's my point. Everybody want to talk about these premier programs, but these programs that these guys are a little hungrier because they don't have these things. They got to work a little harder. They're the ones that's becoming successful.
Yeah, you're right. Just like I used the Rocket theme when he was fighting against the Russian. I forgot which one it was. Rocket had natural. He had his land, the livestock. He was working out compared to the Russian. Had all that upgraded
Technology
equipment,
and all that
technology stuff. But now he did get Rocket run for his money though. But Rocket did win at the end, and that's because Rocket wanted it compared to the Russian. Say, hey, you're beneath me, but some of the but you can see some of the student athletes, they don't have that same drive, like you said, Coach. That they're not built the same way how how we were coming up.
Right,
we were hungry.
Right, that was a good point.
Now, Coach, I know you just said being from the Delta, you had good mentors to help train you, to teach you to what you are right now.
Mhm.
Do you still use some of that same motivation to help the
Mhm.
current athletes now, or do you look at some of them a little bit too soft to handle for you to give them what you were given growing up and at the same level?
I kind of do a little bit both, because some of them are soft, but I kind of tell them what I went through and what I see
Uh-huh.
other athletes going through, so they can kind of understand, so they can be able to relate. But it ain't the next level ain't for everybody. Everybody say they ready for it, but they not willing to put in the work because most time in high school they didn't put in the work. They was just a little bit better than everybody else. But I try to give them experience of because my coach was hard on me. My parents was I promise you, I appreciate it. I'm glad they wasn't soft because if they were, I wouldn't have made it. And like these kids, they face any type of adversity, they shut down and they quit. That's the first thing they do, they quit. And then to be honest, the parents allow them to quit. No, and I tell my kids, you're not quitting. You finish, you started it, you're gonna finish it. It is what it is. And that's just no different from us going to work. You just can't go to work one day and holler and quit. You're gonna have to have another job because who's gonna take care of you? So I just try to get them life experiences, real talk. Like when I be calling it a real talk time. Like we can do one on one, we're gonna do a group, and everybody's kind of free to say what they want because we have to address it. Like I don't sugarcoat nothing to them. I'm dead serious. And I tell them I was on low income, food stamp, welfare, whatever you want to call it. I was there, and I had to go to school, and I had two kids. My dad didn't talk to me for 2 years. He was mad because he felt like I threw my life away. But we all young, we all make mistakes, but we can change it. So if you're gonna stop believing in and stop wanting to play basketball and just quit and do nothing, that's on you. But this is a tougher path. But if you stick to that path, I promise you'll come out successful. So that's just what I try to embrace and tell all my student athletes.
But again, this is More on the Road with Bernardo the Third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Talking with Coach Tangela Banks of the Mississippi Delta Community College Lady Trojans. Coach, now with that, like I said, if you being real and upfront with some of these student athletes of these days, some of them have the entitlement mentality to know you owe me. You came down and recruited me, and I said I'm gonna come and play for you, so you owe me what I'm deserving. You sold this program to my parents about that you're gonna provide this opportunity. Why am I not being recruited by some 4-year university? Because you said that you're gonna help me get to that next level. Why am I not being recruited? Why no coaches calling you and ask you about me? Why this? Why I don't have that? Why am I not scoring many points I score? Then you tell, like I said, you that come to I say come to Jesus meeting.
Hmm.
Are you up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning in the gym? Do you beat me to the gym? Are you
Right.
working harder than your opponents? And like I said they still stuck with that
Yeah.
entitlement mentality. Just because you were good in high school, hey, you're at another level now.
Yep, you have to turn it up. And when I'm recruiting them, I tell them, you have to come in here and work hard. You got to outwork those kids at those other schools. You got to be able to help change this program around for you to be able to get them looks. Because I just told my sophomores probably a few months ago, either you're gonna be the player that they come to recruit you, or you're gonna be the player that you got to go try out somewhere to get to the next level. I said, well, now which one you want to be? Because you do have to get up early. You do got to get shots up after practice. You got to watch more game film. You got to figure out what I need to do to enhance my ability to be able to get to the next level. So that's something we talk about too. And when I'm recruiting kids, I don't promise them no playing time, no nothing. I don't do any of that. Everything has to be earned. And it don't matter if you're a freshman or sophomore, you have to earn. You have to come in here and be a leader. Because most of the time, the ones that are better, they are not good leaders. And when you're not a good leader and you got the talent, you're not going to make it to the next level. Because that's what the 4-year colleges are looking for. They're looking for leaders. Because when you're a leader and you can change that team around, it don't matter if you got somebody just a role player, you're gonna make them look good too.
Coach, I've been starting all 4 years since I've been in high school. So you trying to recruit me to come play for you up at Moorhead, and I'm being recruited by LSU, Mississippi State, Alabama, University of Tennessee, and you talking about that I got to come out and work harder to get some playing time. I've been starting all 4 years in high school.
Hmm.
What, coach? What are you talking about? And
It no matter where you go, they gonna see it. If you go to them type of school, you really gonna have to work.
and that's the thing though. Said coach, I want to come play for you because I want to start JUCO level because right now I don't have the grades. But you telling me that I'm being recruited by these schools, but I got to come and work for a starting position? Coach, what you talking about? Coach, you
To,
bugging, coach.
to be honest, if them type of schools recruit you, that's probably where you need to go.
And see,
If you already
it
got them type of offers, it no use you come to JUCO. You already D1. You need
but
to
not
go there.
but now, coach, you didn't hear what I said. Said I just don't have the grades, so I got
Oh
to
yeah.
go
Oh
JUCO.
my bad.
So
I
I
didn't hear that
don't
part.
have the grades. See, I don't have the grades, so that's why I got to go
Well,
JUCO. But you
well,
still
that's
mean I
why
got to work for it?
you still got to work for it. Because at the end of the day, because you want to be prepared when you go to that 4-year school when you leave me. I don't want you to come down here and not work and you just entitle us because they recruiting you out of high school. Now you definitely got to go improve yourself and get better so you can get those type of offers back.
And see, and that's the thing I understand. And I'm not faulting any coaches, high school coaches about the way that they play. You now, I said you've been at the high school level, you've been in the collegiate level. You know how they act sometimes. Those players, the ones that has that entitlement mentality, just because I'm at a different level, I'm at a JUCO, but I didn't want to go this option, I didn't want to go this route, but I have to. And now, so you saying that I got to come in and do this just to get playing time, coach? Who you think I am, coach?
If they love
Um,
basketball and want to play, they should want to do that regardless. If they feel like they can't come in and work, they don't need to come to my school. Because they gonna that mean they cancer. That mean they whatever school they go to, they gonna feel like they don't have to do anything because they had that type of hype coming out of high school. And your program is not gonna be successful with those type of kids. So if you have that type of mentality, I don't want you playing for me anyway.
and you're right. That's how some players are. They've started 3 or 4 years in high school. Like I said, I don't have the grade, so I have to go a different route. I have to go to JUCO. Now I was being recruited by these big universities based off of my ability, but some of them failed. No, they didn't look at my grades and said, "Well, hey, it's possible he or she can get better." But now I don't have the grades. I didn't pass the test, so I got to go this route. So it should be an honor for me to come play for you, coach. So I don't have to work. I don't have to beat everybody to the gym. I don't have to stay late because I am a Danny Dozen. I am Mr. Basketball. I Miss Basketball. I was a candidate for a parade All American team. I don't have to come work hard for you, coach. I just should just start.
Well, it sounds like they probably should have get their grades up and pass the test so they can go where they wanted to go. Because at the
Well,
end of the day, you got to work. I'm just sorry. And then for that person to get their status back, to be back on top, they're going to have to come to JUCO and put those numbers up so they can be able to go. Because if you don't come in there and put them numbers up, you won't have those type of offers anyway. So you're going to be, and you get a lot of people like, man, when I was in high school, I was this and that. But then you don't do nothing with it because it all went to your head.
yeah, that coach. Again, coach, I really appreciate your time. Is there anything that you want to share with the viewers in reference to Moorhead, the Mississippi Delta, the Lady Trojans, whatever you want to share? So go ahead and just go ahead and spill Mississippi Delta Community College to our followers.
No, I just want them to come check us out, check our website out. You know, we're in a we're moving up. We're not the same Delta from years ago. We're changing the culture. You know, we're being the change. You know, and that's what I enjoy about being here. For some reason, I love going to underdog schools and change it around. So I like to see the growth and the progress. So I'm happy. You know, they've been taking care of me good out here in Mississippi Delta. So I can't complain. It's just every year we're getting better and better. So I know the next year or two, we're going to be exactly where we need to be. And the campus is growing. We're getting a lot of stuff built. We're getting a new men's dorm built coming soon. Renovations all over the place. So I'm happy. I'm excited. And I just know I'm used to quick success. In a year, I'm turning around. But JUCO is a little different. But good things are coming this way. You know, and I'm proud to be here.
Yeah. When I coach, I really appreciate you know, I just applied for my CDL license and I was awarded my CDL license. So now I got to throw you up under the bus. Now, you know, I said as I'm out here at this walk, I just finished a walk with Butterflies by Grace, Designed by Faith. Now you know that I am still doing my basketball games.
Okay.
The coaching council game, and you know about the old school hoop fit. So now I'm gonna call you out on air. And ask
Okay.
would you like to participate June the 25th here in Jackson at Hillcrest Christian School, the annual, I got a title sponsor, the annual Hoop A Lot Universe Coaching Cancer Benefit Basketball Game presented to you by ESPN Talking Sports Live. So I'm calling you out on air. I would like to invite you to come down and participate. Now, you ain't got to be no star-studded player. Now, you just come out show support for breast cancer as well as domestic violence.
Right. Right. Definitely. I'll be there. I don't have no problem coming. I'll
All
probably
right.
give you 3 times of the flow. Now, I'm having food. Then I get back out there.
I'm with you, Cole. Like I said, I'm out here doing this walk, getting exercise, so when the time comes, I'm gonna be in shape, ready to roll. I'm gonna give a
Right.
few minutes, because I got to do stuff behind the scenes, but I'm gonna give a few minutes on the court. So I'm inviting the Mississippi Delta Community College Trojans out as well. So share with your coaches about the event that's going to take place, because I
Okay.
know. Like I said, I'm gonna be a part of it. I emailed you all, so I'll definitely feel like for y'all to be a part of it.
Okay. Most definitely. I'll be there.
All right, I got you, Coach. Again, appreciate your time. We'll be chatting soon.
Okay. Thank you,
All right,
Bernard.
thank you. Have a good
All
one.
right. You too. Bye bye.
Again, that was Coach Tangela Banks of Mississippi Delta Community College. Now, she is doing some outstanding things. She improved year by year, so she's going to year 3, and hopefully, year 3 or 4, she's going to bring a championship because Mississippi JUCO basketball board is very exciting. But the show must continue to go on. Now, next, I got joining me a good friend of mine. Says not finna talk some football right now. Head football coach at Southwest Mississippi Community College, Coach Cliff Collins. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Man, just enjoying a beautiful day in Hinds County, Mississippi. Now, I'm out downtown Jackson at Smith Park. I was just at a walk in support domestic violence here in the metro area. The organizer, the founder of the organization is one of my many mothers. So I'm down here support. I had to bring my show down here as well in support of the women in domestic violence. So yeah, I'm out here enjoying a beautiful day in downtown Jackson.
I got you.
What coach going into just completed this year one, right? At Southwest,
Yes, sir.
uh, getting
Just,
ready for the
just.
next year. I know it's been kind of hectic. You know, you're dealing with COVID, no half recruiting, can't visit some student athletes sometimes. Now things are opening back up. So how things are going with the program, this team this upcoming year, coach?
It's a lot better. We're miles ahead of where we were last year. We getting ready. We got a spring game this Thursday night, 7 p.m. in John I. Hurst Stadium. We got 51 guys out participating in spring ball. We had a good recruiting class. So it's night and day from last year. Getting in on a short with a short rope. Came in January. Had to recruit a whole different offense, defense. So I'm very pleased with where we at right now.
Okay. Now with that, you came in, like I said, recruiting on the short end. Or as I said, you had to hit the ground running. Did you lose a lot of players? No, due to staff changing. If not, how did the guys that were still there buy into the program?
We kept about I think we ended up keeping 11 guys off that previous staff team, and those guys bought in. They was there with me in the spring ball, and they learned the program. They understood what I wanted and my work ethic and to be a part of this program. And they was leaders. A lot of them moved on to 4-year schools after that. I think out of the 11, I think we had 8 of the 11 move on to 4-year schools.
All right. Now with that, coach, they're moving on. I know that you have worked with a lot of 4-year universities, during your coaching tenure. How is that different compared to you recruiting a player that you possibly gonna have one minimum, two at the most, and then you got to recycle again compared to you having a guy that you brought that you're bringing in that you have mold, and sometimes they may grasp on by their second or third year. How's that different been for you?
It's getting different, and a lot of guys are qualifying now. You got the transfer portal that's out there, and so it's a little bit tough for junior college. What we got to do, we got to find those guys that's really a diamond, that just need polishing up. Those guys may come in. He might be a 6'3" guy that weigh 205, and we got to take a chance on that guy because he's got the ability. Not necessarily, he don't have the size right now to go play Power 5 football, and so we got to take those guys right there and put some weight on them and get them in our program. And those guys got to show that they can play on this level because this is one of the toughest levels before you get to Power 5 football.
Now, like I said, you hear some analysts speak about junior. I mean, I'm not stop saying junior college. Community college is more of a complete, almost just a level above high school because it's still sophomore, freshman and sophomore, compared to the 4-year university. Do you think the talent is better here at junior college or community college compared to 4-year?
It's not as overall. You don't have
Uh
the
huh.
quality of the talent. You're gonna have I say 20%, 10% of your team that's gonna be able to play 4-year ball at the highest level, opposed to those guys at the 4-year schools that's been in those programs 4 years. They gonna get developed. They gonna learn the program. They stand with one coach. They understand. It's like taking a ninth grader compared to a senior. That senior, he's always gonna be better, than that ninth grader. And that ninth grader could be an All American, but it's gonna be real tough for that ninth grader to get on to outplay that senior. So that's what we're dealing with, just maturity level. I think you only got those. We only get these guys for 1.5 years, and we only get them for one off season. So opposed to a 4-year school gonna have those guys for possibly 4 off seasons. So it's a big difference right there in just the maturity level.
Now, with that, are the kids? No, they're looking like say, I want to the ones that you get now. You can't. I know you can't speak for any other program. The ones that you get, do you feel that they come in, they want to learn, that they're hungry, or I'm just here because I had to come here because of my grades, or I didn't get the offer that I wanted. I'm trying to get into the recruiting cycle. Are these guys that you're getting, are they hungry, or they just say, hey, just like Marshawn Lynch, I'm here because I don't want to get fined?
Nah, I try to recruit the guys that's hungry, that's got a chip on their shoulder, got something to prove. Maybe they got looked over. Maybe they didn't get recruited out of high school like they should, and like they feel like they should. Maybe it was size, maybe it was just didn't get enough touches. It could be a number of things. But I try to go get those guys that's hungry, that's got a chip on their shoulder, and want to get to the next level. And if they got that work ethic instilled in them, they're gonna be successful once they get in my program.
Now, with that, you're in the South Mississippi, near Summit, Brookhaven, Tylertown, Macomb, around that area. It's the more they look at this as more of the smaller school program, the 1A, 2A, 3A, and I know they're doing some reclassification that based off of enrollment of the schools. In that area, do you feel that the talent is good enough where you can compete against a program, a junior community college program that recruit the guys that are in the 5A, 6A, or 7A program? Do you feel that the high school kids in your area are still talented enough to compete against those programs?
Oh, no doubt. I think that's one of the South Mississippi is one of the most talented areas in the state. You look at it, you got Trevez Ward that's played at Macomb, that played at Hines. You got Damian Wilson. Both of those guys, Damian Wilson is from Gloucester, my hometown. Gabe Jackson is from Amite County. All those guys are still playing currently in the NFL. And you got two Super Bowl champions that was on the Kansas City Chiefs team. So both of those guys was not highly recruited, other than Gabe Jackson. That area is we got a lot of speed. We got a young man, the fastest man in the United States right now, and Jordan Anthony, that's from Tylertown. The talent is definitely in that area. It is a lot of small schools. I compare it to Mississippi Delta, kind of. Those two areas. You just gotta get those guys in the right situation, and they're gonna be successful. There's definitely a lot of talent. When I was at East Mississippi, I came down and I recruited the top guys out of that area, and so it's talent. We just got to get the guys believing in themselves and playing together.
Again, we're talking with Coach Cliff Collins of Southwest Mississippi Community College head football coach here on More on the Road. Coach, now with that in your area, do the student athletes they want to stay home and help build up a community, and then to potentially go off to another 4-year university, or are they trying to get as far away as they can from that area?
Well, you got a mixture of it. I tell all my players, all the guys that I recruit, if you're a qualifier and you 4-year school offer you, you did what you're supposed to do academically. You go and pursue that. If that's somewhere where you want to be 4 years, I don't try to deter those kids from, hey, this might be 1AA. You can go Power 5. If they got it in their mind, that's what they want to do, and they feel comfortable with being at that school 4 years, and that's what they want to be. I encourage them to go do that because they did what they supposed to do academically, and but it's a mixture. We're getting got a brand new weight room. We're getting field turf that's going in May 1st. So the program is on the up and up. So I think the guys want to stay there. I know a lot of people in that community. I'm from that area, so it's on the up and up. I think now they want to stay there. In the past, they wanted to get out of there as quick as they could.
Now, with being from that area, do you feel that it can help the community college economically, as well as you have a local home, you have a team full of local student athletes that's going to bring the community into it to help support, because that's my son, my nephew, my neighbor, or whatever. Do you think that definitely will help the school out a lot by getting your local flavor there to help continue to bring the community in?
Oh, no doubt. We had great crowds this year. We was 3-6. First time they won 3 games since 2015. So we had almost a sellout crowd every home game. We got 5 home games this year. We have people, parents, and friends, and just people in the local community come out and watch practice every day. So it's a lot of support. It's growing. The president is excited about the direction the program is going in. So they're doing some things we need to be successful and get to the top.
Now, with that, I know how can I phrase this question? Individuals don't really know what goes into a program. They just look at, did they win? They lost. Why did not winning? Get rid of the coach. How has the university? I know some leaders, they understand what's going on, they know what's going on, but they just don't want to hear that, say, the riffraff, compared to they always talking. I got all these people down my neck saying that we need to get rid of the coach because they're not winning. And as a leader, sometimes you ask them, well, what are you doing to support the program so that they can win? Now, I know your nephew or your family member is a 5-star player, but you sending him or her up to this school. You want them, you're advocating for them to go to that school, but we need some studs like that here. Why don't you send them here? Well, now then it's get hush mouth. How did you feel about spectators or the outside source doing such things like that? They want you to win, but they're not supporting you to help you win.
Well, it's we get it all the time, and you're gonna have family members, and you're gonna have people that's got connections that you may be kin to that want to go to a program that's already winning. I go in, I recruit all my players, and I tell them, you want to be a part of, you want to help build this program, or you want to go to a program that's already established. You can put your identity on it if you come there and you build this program. Now this is your program, and so but with the outside people, it's a lot of there's fans of fans. That's why they are fans. They pay their money. They come to the games. They can say what they want to say, and the real support is going to have to come from the administration of your program, and they're going to have to back you and support you. If they do that, you're going to have a successful program.
And how has the administration been supporting us? Said, no, you're local, you're part of the family. We here to support you. Whatever you need. Like some people say, Coach, did they give you a blank check, or they put someone and said, nah, this is how much you got to work with?
Well, it's kind of like, Coach, what do you need? So it's not necessarily a blank check. It does have a figure on it, but if you go to them the right way, hey, I need this for my guys, and this is what it's going to take to get these guys to this level. That always usually work, and if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and so that's how I take the approach with it. Not necessarily a blank check. You get a blank check, now you're just going out buying stuff, get stuff you need, get the things you need to make sure your program is ran successful.
Now, with that, your staff, I know as the head coach, you have a direction that you want to go into. Some head coaches say, "Hey, well, this is the direction we're going into. Either on the train, or I mean, you're either going to attach to this engine, or I have to unhook you." Do you receive your staff input and say, "Hey, coach, let's try this, coach. What you think about this?" Or saying, "Hey, this is the game plan. This is what we finna do." Now, I know sometimes as a former athlete, you didn't do everything the coach told you to do. Coach called a play. You get in the huddle, guys. I don't think that's gonna work. We need the audible something. Do you feel that your staff is there with you, support? Say, "Hey, coach, do we try? Let's try this, coach. What's your thought about this?" No, as you as a leader, are you receiving your staff input as well?
Oh yes, that's part of it. I tell my staff, I don't want yes men. I need guys that's hey, coach, this works a little bit better than that, and And just because you have always done it that way, don't mean it's the right way. So I'm big on that. I'm big on doing it, whatever we can do to be successful. That's all I'm about. Not necessarily, hey, this is the way we have always done it. We gonna continue to do it that way now. Now I've had a lot of success the way I've done things in the past, and I give those guys the opportunity to do it. I'd be quick to tell them now, if this don't work, we're going back to doing it the other way.
Again, this is a More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More Sports Management. I'm talking with Coach Cliff Collins of Southwest Mississippi Community College. Coach, now, I'll talk with Coach Banks up at Mississippi Delta. Now, as a former athlete, and you know the type of coaches that you had, some of them you kind of scratch your head about some of the things that they did, and you look like, Coach, why are you doing that? No, hey, we're still student athletes. Do you take some of your old coaching, the way that you would coach, and utilize it today? Or you look and say, man, when I start coaching, that's something I'm not gonna do?
I'm definitely, I consider myself an old school coach with some of the things we do. We do early morning workouts at 5:30 a.m. In our winter workout season. I think that's just something that teaches the guys discipline. You see which guys really want to, which guys going to go to bed, get up, do what they supposed to do in the mat room, winter workouts. We have breakfast check, curfew check. It's ran pretty strict. I do get a guys leeway and time to themselves, but when we're there Monday through Friday, it's strictly business. It's all about making sure you go to class, doing what you're supposed to do, and then being prepared on the football field.
Now, Coach, I know some coaches said they have open door policies. The players can come talk to you. Hey, we got open door policy. Yeah. Student athletes these days now, there is nothing different from when we were student athletes. Coach, I'm 42. I'll be 43 next month. So we're about around the same age.
Yes.
So some of the things that you face coming up as a student athlete. The kids, the student athletes of today, they're facing some of the same things that we've faced, but it's more advanced because of technology. Do you have some of your players to come talk to you about, Coach, hey, I need personal help. I'm dealing with XYZ, Coach. I need some help with this. Do you have some of your student athletes come to that? So, well, no, I'm not trying to talk to Coach. Coach may have me running because I may say something that the coach may not agree with, and he's going to have me doing some stuff on some disciplinary work. Do you have your students to come talk to you in such ways like that?
Yeah, I encourage my players. My door is always open. That's one thing I didn't, like some old school coaches, you can't talk to them and all that. But my door is always open. Guys, they come in and talk to me, and they can talk to me about anything. I really do listen to them. It could be about anything. When I say anything. My best player right now, offensively, he's one of those kids that finally opened up, and he's gonna be a big time football player. And it was just getting him the trust. He, just like you just said, he was one of them guys. He like, Coach, I did this because I didn't want to tell you this. I'm like, tell me. Once you tell me, now I know. Instead of you going out missing something, not making breakfast check or something like that. And so I just tell them, man, if you got somewhere you got to go, you come talk to me. At least I know. I mean, you don't need to be on the road this time of the night, all types of stuff. And so I encourage my coaches, to have them over to your house, cook out for them. And we got to do, as coaches, we got to listen. We got to listen to our players and pay attention to them. The hardest thing is a lot of people hear things, but they don't listen to you. Listen.
Uh-huh.
If you're listening, it's paying attention. And so if I listen to you, I'm paying attention to everything you do. I had a group of linebackers over the other night cooking for them. And I just listen. I had one linebacker, he likes hockey. I never in a million years would have thought this kid likes hockey. Nothing about him described no hockey. And then I got it's amazing. Only three of them knew how to play spades. Just stuff like that. So you gotta observe them and watch them, pay attention to them. And technology, yeah, it's changing. Technology is different. It's changing the world.
Yeah, coach. Yeah, excuse me, coach. I'm out again. I'm out here at Smith Park. Yeah, people talking to me from all left and right, then looking around to somebody say something. So excuse me, no, if I'm seeing like I'm moving around a lot.
No, you
But now,
good.
with, with that coach, especially with some of them are far away from home, possible. You're their father. You have to be a father figure or a brother to some of them because of their parents are not there with them. And when you're recruiting them, that's what you got to sell to their parents because say, hey, I'm gonna be if now I'm gonna treat them like they're my child. They mess up, I got to this one now. Now I want you to hear to my son calling to my coach. Them, no, they're not. They're mistreating me. I'm treating them just like they're my child. Do you feel sometimes the selling point to the parents to get them to say, "Hey, well, I like this coach now because he's not saying that he's raw, he's direct. No, he that's almost like say, hey, he's going home with me as speaking as a parent. Do you have to sell it sometimes to the parents to the family?
Yeah, and the good parents, they gonna be more involved. Like my quarterback right now, his dad. I don't have to get on him because his dad gonna get on him harder than I'm gonna get on him. So, I mean, he was sitting at practice the other day, and he told me he's like, his his college coaches out here. You look that you didn't do very good today, and not in that tone either. And
Uh
so,
huh.
I mean, it's just it's parents like that, and now you do have to work harder when you go in the house to recruit those parents because
Yes.
they gonna ask you questions and all that stuff. And but those are the parents I like. I like those parents that they understand. My child he's playing, but he's not doing what he's supposed to do. And if he, I mean, you got him. And so I don't have no problem. I think I got a good group of parents as far as the players that I've recruited. They on top of it. Uh, it's probably cost a lot of them. I went in their house, I was straight up, and a lot of them I know. So that always helps.
Uh huh. But that's it. Well, Coach, I know I really appreciate you joining me this Saturday. I know, like I said, you can be out playing golf or playing tennis or watching the USFL about to come on. Coach, before I go let you go now, I've always challenged you, my coaches. I applied for my CDL license and I received it. Now, so I'm gonna have to throw you up under the bus, Coach. On June the 25th of this year, I put together a game. Like I said, I'm at this, as you can see, I'm out downtown. I'll support domestic violence. On June the 25th of this year here in Jackson, I put together a annual coaching cancer benefit basketball game. I want to invite you and your staff to come out and participate in the basketball game. Now, you don't have to be an all-star. It's just a source of entertainment. We just want to come out and just raise awareness of breast cancer as well as domestic violence now. So I'm not asking you to come out and put up 40 and try to dunk on everybody. I'm just going to provide a source of entertainment for the spectators as well as raise awareness for these two organizations. So I'm
and
inviting
that
you
and that's June the 25th.
25th. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. If I don't have nothing planned, I'll be there. I don't. I gotta look at the calendar. I don't think. But I'll definitely be there. I mean, I'm a 3-point specialist now. I don't know how many of them going
Ah,
in
see, now,
now,
see, now,
but
now, see.
if the ball come, if they pass me the ball, I'm shooting it. Man. I'm just telling you that.
That's the problem. Again, it's all a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm here
So
at the walk. That's why I definitely have to come out here and walk so I can definitely make sure that I'm in shape. I'm gonna go out there and provide a source of entertainment. Now, if I trip and
yeah,
fall, hey, you laugh at me. Hey, I did my job. I got the crowd laughing. So that's the only thing I'm doing is providing a source of entertainment. I'm not trying to go out there and put up 40 and dunk on somebody. No, I'm just having fun. And that's what
gotcha.
I'm challenging, asking you guys to do. Just have fun. So I know I submitted to. I think I emailed. Yes, I emailed you guys. To your school email address. No,
Okay.
if you see it, no, definitely reply. Definitely would like for y'all definitely be a part of it because again, here at this walk, they asked me to speak. They asked more men to speak about it because men are we are sometimes try to stray away from domestic violence as well as even breast cancer. Men can get breast cancer too. Some of us look at it and say, nah, that's only for women because women have bigger breasts than the men. No, men can get breast cancer as well. I didn't know that until I started doing what I do. But yeah, men can get it too. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and support both of these organizations, the Susie G. Coleman Mississippi chapter and the Butterflies by Grace, designed by Face Domestic Violence Organization.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well, Coach, again, man, I really appreciate the time. Is there anything that you want to share with us to sell Southwest to our viewers and stuff about Southwest to get them to come on down and join?
We're gonna have a number of camps this summer. We got a 7-on-7 camp that's gonna be June 8th, and then our team camp is June 14th through the 16th. And you can go on the website. You can look at those brochures and get in contact with the assistant coaches that's on there. And also the first football game, September 1st versus Mississippi Delta. It'll be at down in Summit at 7 p.m. So like for you guys to come down there and check us out.
But so again, that's Coach Cliff Collins, head coach at Southwest Community College, Summit, Mississippi. Coach, again, man, I really appreciate you joining me this day, man. No, hey, enjoy your Saturday. Go ahead and keep your feet back up because I know that you figure get ready to go ahead and get these guys ready for spring ball.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Bernard.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Bye-bye.
So again, that was Coach Cliff Collins of Southwest Mississippi Community College, Summit, Mississippi. Now I know Coach. I met Coach when he was here at Jackson State a few years ago, and we've been chatting. Then he left and went to East, and now he's the head coach at Southwest. Definitely take a look at them. Once again, talk with Coach Banks at Mississippi Delta and Coach Cliff Collins at Southwest. Man, boy, it's been a joyful day. So now, again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we do. I know you see my shirt. Last name More, the R is gone because it's More, Moore. And that's how you spell it. But the R ran away. Definitely tune in next Saturday. Going to have a great show. Don't know where we're going to be. That's the thing I like about the show. I can take it on the road because it's more on the road. Again, we're here at Smith Park, downtown Jackson, Mississippi, here for the annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes put on by the Butterflies by Grace, designed by Faith Organization. We're here and support her in reference to domestic violence. Men and women go through domestic violence. So I don't think that it's just a woman thing. Men and women go through domestic violence, sexual assault. It's a lot. For more information, definitely check them out. Butterflies by Grace, designed by Faith, as well as the Susie G. Coleman Central Mississippi chapter for the benefit basketball game, Coaching Cancer, that will take place June the 25th at Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 South Southway Road, Jackson, Mississippi. For more information, log on to our website, www.mms-management.com for more information. So definitely stay tuned, take a look at it. Now, I know y'all see me looking around again. I said I'm downtown looking to see what's going on around. But got a good football game tonight for the Mississippi Raiders at the Mississippi Coliseum. So I got to go home, get ready for the Mississippi Raiders football game later today at 7 p.m. Tune in next week to More on the Road, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know where I'm going to be again. May go a little bit early, so stay tuned. Follow us on all the different social media apparatus: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all this good stuff. YouTube, tune in. Again, this is More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. I'm Bernard Moore III. Again, signing out. 1 + 1 = deuces.